Nancy Parker, 53, award-winning New Orleans anchor, died doing what she loved. Nancy Parker fell in love with journalism as a high school student in Opelika, Alabama. She rose to fame in New Orleans, where she was a fixture on local newscasts for more than 2 decades, nearly all of them spent anchoring broadcasts on WVUE-TV. Parker, 53, died in Friday afternoon in a plane crash in New Orleans East, not far from Lakefront Airport. Also killed was the pilot of the small plane, Franklin Augustus, a flight instructor and stuntman who was also president of the local chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen, according to multiple sources. Her death was announced by a somber Lee Zurik on Fox 8's 7 p.m. broadcast. Over a multi-decade career, Parker won 5 Emmy Awards, 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards, several Associated Press Awards and snagged several other nominations, according to an online biography posted on Fox 8's website. She spent nearly 25 years covering news in South Louisiana. Parker leaves behind 3 children, her twins Piper and Pierce, and her oldest son, Parker, as well as her husband, Glen Boyd, a former longtime newsman and now a public information officer for the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Parker grew up in Opelika and graduated with honors from Opelika High School. As a senior, she fell in love with journalism, according to her biography. While still in high school, she got a job anchoring the evening drive time news at nearby WJHO-AM radio. The 17-year-old juggled school events while covering news in the evening with a tape recorder and a dream, her biography reads. She graduated with honors from the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa with a bachelor's degree in journalism. After finishing college, Parker moved to Washington, D.C., where she worked in former U.S. Representative Bill Nichols' press office. Her first TV news job was as Alabama bureau reporter for WTVM in Columbus, Georgia, which she landed in 1989, according to Fox 8. She moved on to WSFA News 12 in Montgomery, and then got a job as an anchor at WVUE-TV Baton Rouge, where she reported the evening news for 6 years. In 1996, Parker moved to New Orleans as weekend anchor at WVUE, her biography said. She was promoted to the anchor of the 10 p.m. broadcast with John Snell in 1999, and the two gave weekday evening broadcasts together for more than a decade. She won a 2012 Emmy Award for her special report Staying in Line, about an ex-convict and artist whose work ended up in the Smithsonian. In 2016, Parker and Snell were moved to mornings, where they hosted WVUE's Morning Edition. Parker covered such stories as Pope Paul II's visit to St. Louis and the canonization of St. Catherine Drexel in Rome, which she called the highlights of her career in her biography. She said she was also one of just 4 Gulf Coast reporters invited to interview George W. Bush in the White House in 2006 about Hurricane Katrina recovery efforts. A documentary, Archbishop Hannon and the Kennedys, The Untold Story, won her an Emmy in 2010, and she got a regional Emmy for her documentary entitled The Journey Home, about descendants of slaves buying a St. John the Baptist parish-based plantation their ancestors built.